Morning, folks. I'm Dave Canterbury with Self-Reliance Outfitters in the Pathfinder School, and I'm out here today at an old scout camp again, and I brought my different detectors with me from Garrett so that I could do some side-by-side comparisons and some testing with different coils and things like that. And I also wanted to go over real quick with you guys a little bit about, the things that I carry when I detect. Lots of guys ask, what do I need to get started in this hobby? So I thought we'd talk a little bit about that today real quick at the beginning of this video. It may end up being a separate video altogether, but what I have today is I have the new Garrett Apex multi-frequency with the Viper coil. And we'll talk a little bit more about that later on in this video or in a different video. And I also have the Garrett AT Pro with the large double D coil that comes with the AT Pro. I also have the smaller 5x8 coil, which is my favorite coil to use with the AT Pro. And I also have what they call their 4-inch sniper coil for getting in tight areas and things like that. And I'll probably be using this a little bit today in this deep woods beside me because this is a historic area and there's liable to be things other than just clad coins and things out in these fields from scouts in these woods, because they have been ran for hundreds of years, from everything from Native Americans to soldiers during the Civil War, and even during the Revolutionary War period. There were people in this wooded area that surround this scout camp. So I may use this a little bit today as well. But you really can get away with just a detector and a single coil. My suggestion, if you're looking for a really good detector to start out with, the Garrett AT Pro is a very, very good detector to start out with. You can also start out with something like the Garrett Ace. A buddy of mine, Brian, that I detect with quite often out here, he has the Garrett Ace with the 4x8 coil on it. We just got him a 5x, or with the large coil on it, excuse me. We just got him the 5x8 not long ago, but he finds lots and lots of stuff. So you don't have to have the highest end detector that Garrett makes. You can just get a starter detector from Garrett and you're gonna find a lot of stuff. Along with your detector, you're going to want the headphones if you're gonna be in an area that's very loud. If you're in a quiet area like this, the headphones aren't necessary. You can buy them after the fact. You can buy them in a package. You're gonna need some kind of a good shovel to dig with, and you can start off with like an E-tool or something like that, but you're gonna find that one of these dedicated style detector shovels like this White's really makes the job a lot easier when you're digging in solid or hard compacted ground. Cutting roots, things like that, makes it much easier. And then you're gonna need a pinpointer, and this is really a must. Some kind of a pinpointer is a must, and Garrett makes one that's not waterproof, and then they make what's called the Garrett Carrot that is waterproof. This one happens to have the D-Link, so it is wireless with the headphones and the Apex detector. I also have the regular Carrot without the D-Link that I use with my AT Pro, but this one will work with any detector that you have independently as well. So buying a pinpointer of some kind is important to be able to find exactly where your targets are once you've dug your hole or before you dig your hole, to tell you exactly what small area to dig so you don't have to dig giant holes the size of your coil. And also it allows you to pinpoint the target easier within the hole to find out where it's at, in case you dug off to one side just a little bit and it's in the sidewall, or if it's deeper than you thought it was. All those types of things, a pinpointer makes it much more conducive to finding those targets quick. Some type of a small shovel, like this Garrett shovel, is a good option to have in softer soil, especially around like parks and in towns and things like that, where you can dig a very shallow, small hole if you need to and not make a mess and not leave a bunch of trace that you've been there. This type of shovel is very, very good for that. I don't use this one very often because most of the areas that I detect in are areas I can use a larger shovel, and it's just easier to dig that hole with a larger shovel for me. Something to put your fines in, like just a small mag dump pouch or belt pouch of some kind to put your fines in. I carry a plastic box in mine to put the really good stuff in, and then I put the rest of the stuff inside here. I also carry a tripod in mine for when I'm filming and things like that, an ultra pod. And then a spray bottle with water in it and a toothbrush just to scrub fines off really quick and easy, so I can kind of help identify them on the fly when I find them. And then some kind of a belt to hold that stuff around your waist, and you're in pretty good shape. Now, other than that, really, all I carry is this old Jansport bag with a rubber bottom in it, just so I have spare batteries. I keep my headphones in here, I keep my spare coils in here and things like that. And really that's just out of convenience. And then sometimes I carry a backpack on my back if I'm going into the woods and things like that, that may have parts or all of the 5 C's in them, as well as maybe a camera tripod or two, things like that, that are more conducive to getting better filming done than just the Ultra Pod would be if I were doing something on the fly. So really, you don't need a lot. You need a good pinpointer, you need a decent detector, you need a shovel, and you need some place to stash your finds. And if you've got that, you're ready to get started in this hobby. Okay guys, so you really don't need a whole lot of equipment, and you really don't need a high-end detector to get started in this hobby. Just get a detector and you will find coins, especially shallow coins and shallow targets, to get you started. Just get used to the detector you have, get used to the tones that it's telling you, high tones, mid tones, low tones, things like that, that will tell you what the different targets are, and get used to reading the numbers to tell you what's in the ground before you dig it. Once you get to that point, then you're ready to graduate to a more expensive detector, because by then you're gonna be hooked. I appreciate you joining me for this quick video on the things that I carry when I'm metal detecting. I appreciate your views, I appreciate your support. I thank you for everything you do for our school, for our family, and for our business, for all of my sponsors, instructors, affiliates, and friends. And I'll be back with another video as soon as I can, guys. Thanks.